work and what is proof of stake? What's the difference? Let me explain proof of work to you, because you'll be stumbling into these terminologies when you're interacting with all those stuff. Proof of work is how do I explain it now? Okay, now Bitcoin, new Bitcoin, we can only have 21 million Bitcoins ever, and up to 19 point something million has already been mined. Now, in proof of work, mining happens. Mining happens in proof of work, whereby you have to mint more of that token. Okay, all the token is already existing in supply, like total supply is already somewhere. But for it to come into circulation, let me be showing you, as I'm saying this, let me use Bitcoin, for example. You see the difference in the Bitcoin. Now, this is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a proof of work token. Now, proof of work token requires mining, and mining requires electricity. Mining requires a lot of electricity. The other day, Kazakhstan went out of power supply because their mining area for Bitcoin consumed all the electricity in the country and all the lights went off. So proof of work tokens consume power a lot, which is a major difference between it and proof of stake, because proof of stake doesn't need electricity of any sort. It uses what we call validators. And proof of stake is more rewarding and more decentralized. Proof of work can be very decentralized in the sense that the only people that can mine a token are, the miners, just like the way they had miners in Kazakhstan and we have miners in the US. China used to be the hub of miners until mining was banned in China, and they had to spread to other parts of the world, and they moved to Kazakhstan and they moved to the US and other parts of the world. But it can be very centralized because of the fact that ordinary person cannot afford to buy a mining rig, a Bitcoin mining rig, for example. They can't afford it because it runs in a lot of money. But for proof of stake now, whereby you don't need to mine anything, all you have to do is just to stake what you have and you get rewards. So no matter the amount of funds you have, you can still get rewards based on the quantity you are staking. So proof of stake really, really, really favors the system, the decentralized nature of the blockchain. But we also know with Bitcoin, and Bitcoin still functions with proof of work, unless you're holding your Bitcoin in reward wallets, whereby you are rewarded for holding in that wallet. Now, let me show you. We have total supply of the maximum supply of Bitcoin is 21 million. But the circulating supply right now and total there's a supply right now is 18 million, 18.933 million. And meaning that 1 point something million, am I right? 21, yeah? No. 2 point something million actually still waiting to be mined. And when that fully comes into, and how this mining works is that these miners have to solve a complicated mathematical algorithm. If they don't get it, new Bitcoin cannot come into circulation. If you don't solve it correctly, new Bitcoin cannot come into circulation. But then for staking, all you have to do is the people that apply to be validators will be validators, and then you can stake any amount that you have, stake it there, and you earn rewards. That's one encourages more decentralization. So now you know the difference between proof of stake and proof of work. Of course, there are other kinds of consensus mechanisms, but these two are like the most popular in the crypto space. So far, so good. And that's why Ethereum is trying to upgrade to proof of stake, which is part of beyond the scaling to a cheaper, make it cheaper and faster. We also have, they're also working towards it being a proof of stake, having a proof of stake consensus mechanism. All this I'm saying, as if you have been making sense, you can ask your questions now. This is like still introduction, bit of introduction and all of that. Then ask a question. So any question you can ask. The floor is open. Any question at this point? Can you all hear me?
Yes, ma, I don't have a question at the moment.
Everything I said were they understandable? Were they understandable? Anyone sound very out of those words? All right. Okay, now, so the plan is to like break it down. Okay, proof of work, proof of stake. Okay, what didn't you understand about it, Mr. Kelechi? What don't you understand about proof of stake and proof of work? You know, we have okay, proof of stake and proof of work. Let me explain it again. Now, proof of work and proof of stake, just like the name implies, you have to, when, let me use Bitcoin for example. Bitcoin, we have you know, all this crypto is cryptographic. Like, let's just say mathematics with plenty numbers. It will make a lot of sense to people that are into numbers. Now we have a particular number, a fixed number in form of data, or maybe the data sets or something. But for it to come out to be used, there are problems, already installed problems that you have to solve. And when you get the right answer, a portion of it will come out, which is called block reward. Now I'm explaining a proof of work now. Proof of work. And then when that block reward comes to you for being able to solve that problem, that mathematical problem, well, it is called, is a proof of your work. That is proof of work. You have, there's 1 million Bitcoins. And for every time someone solves a mathematical problem, they get a block reward. That is a quantity of Bitcoin. Right now, last year there was what we call halving. It moved from, the block reward was slashed into half, from 12.5 to 6.25. So that miner receives 6.25 Bitcoin as a reward for being able to solve that mathematics. And if he likes, he will sell the Bitcoin, and the Bitcoin will come into circulation. And of course, that reward helps them to pay for electricity and sustain themselves while they continue mining the Bitcoin. So, of course, it's not by chance. Someone solves the integrated problems, just like mathematics now, whereby maybe they'll put 1 + 1 × 5 - 6 plus this equals to, whoever gets answer first gets the block reward. And that's the proof of your work, which is why some cryptocurrencies are under proof of work. But looking at the challenges of proof of work mechanism, in the sense that it is very demanding on electricity. We now have proof of stake. In proof of stake, we have validators and we have stakers. People that the reason why it's more favorable is that in proof of work, only the rich can actually be miners. If you don't have the money, you can't buy a mining rig. But in proof of stake, the people that have the money can be validators. They can afford to purchase that token in large numbers and be validators. And then the more persons that are validators, the better. The more people that are even stakers, the better. But in proof of work, there's also like being more miners because of it's cost intensive. In proof of stake now, how many of us have ever staked any coin in a wallet? There are different wallets that allows you to stake. Trust Wallet allows you to stake. Even some exchanges allows you to stake their tokens. You stake their tokens and the end reward. So you now as a staker will stake whatever quantity of token you have against the validators. And there's what we call pool of reward. There's a pool people are sharing from. There's a pool people are sharing from. For example, the APY that you earn from a particular coin, is dependent on the pool allocated for that coin. Look at when a crypto company creates a token and it's a proof of stake token, they will have a portion of it that's allocated to staking that can be divided across maybe 1 year, and you'll be earning an APY of 10%. That is annual percentage yield. That's if you stake $100 worth of token in January, by December, you'll be having extra $110 on your idle funds. So staking rewards might not be so massive, but it's a passive way of earning extra funds on you, any extra money on your idle funds. So and it makes the network, the blockchain, even more decentralized, because it's not a game of you get reward based on how much you stake, and that's it. So everybody gets a chance of staking their funds and earning something extra. Does that make sense? Mr. Kelechi and Mr. Terry. Of course, there are other forms of consensus mechanism. We have proof of authority and all of them. There's other ones, but these are like the two major ones. All right, so we'll continue later in the week, most possibly like Friday or next week on these basics. We're going to take these basics gradually, and then in the other group, the intermediate class, we'll handle other parts of the advanced crypto, especially we'll focus on what we're having now, like the Web3 and how to take advantage of it. So we'll look into Web3 proper, like naming system, because even the way we buy our domain names have changed. We don't have centralized domain names. So that they had to buy a domain name, a centralized domain name for Valucop, valucop.nft. So right now it's on the blockchain, it's on the Polygon blockchain. So even the way we use our domain names have changed. We have decentralized naming systems now on the blockchain. So thank you for your time this evening. We'll continue some other time. I will update us in the next class. I'm going to upload these videos, both the first one we had and this one too, and would have access to them. Thank you very much. All right, bye.